Lynchburg, Virginia. The pep band in the house, along with a number of the tribe in green and gold. And that's the unis. They'll be sporting High Point in the white uniforms. And let's go. We get it going. Final first floor game of this NCAA tournament.
We saved the best for last.
Oh, yeah. Indeed. Jaleesa Lawrence, she was the tournament MVP for the CAA. Nice dish, and the bucket made by Aaliyah Collins. As we take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Capital One and Bella Nascimento. Look for her, number 5. She took that shot there. She helps to lead the way, but also Monet Dance and Gaddis as well, as Collins quickly off to a good start here. Aaliyah Collins, the first 4 points of this game for the Panthers.
High Point is very disciplined on both ends of the floor. A lot of spacing on offense. Defensively, they lock in man-to-man defense. They're going to try and contest every shot, and especially containing the three-point line for William and Mary.
Collins, the senior point guard, was whistled for the personal foul on that shot from Nascimento. And so Bella Nascimento will head to the free throw line, and Erin Dickerson Davis, what a phenomenal job that she has done in just 3 seasons, helping this group not only claim their first ever CAA title, but also making it here to the NCAA tournament.
Coach E, as they call her, told us she was just overjoyed to be here. A very surreal moment, but taking it all in and trying to make sure her players do as well.
It was such a fantastic moment for both of these programs as we take a look at the starting lineup for the Panthers. Collins already off to a hot start, but they've also seen the newcomers with Jaleesa Lawrence. Lauren Scott helped to add a nice boost and benefit for the Panthers. Chelsea Banbury, who has collected both NCAA tournament appearances as the head coach and leading the way for the Panthers. 2-time Big South Coach of the Year, registering 21 wins on the season and looking for more. Nice backdoor cut and find. Gaddis can't finish at the rim.
Now, Tiffany, William and Mary, a little bit different defensively. They'll throw some zone. They're going to throw some 1-2-2 press. They'll switch up because they don't want to just be stagnant defensively, because they want to make High Point uncomfortable. And obviously right now, High Point's being the more aggressive team right now on both ends of the floor.
Collins perfect from the floor tonight with 6 points. And Dance finds Cauley. Anahi Cauley with the take, just leaves it short. You want to try to continue to feed the hot hand, but Bashish says, no, I'm going to take it, chases down her own rebound.
Read and react is a big part of High Point's offense, and taking what the defense gives you. And they run a lot of dribble handoffs, a lot of screen action. It's going to really challenge William Mary defensively. They've got to make sure they're talking on every possession. There's a lot of action within High Point's offense. Good clear out.
You're just not able to connect the turnover there for William and Mary. In the last 3 games, Collins has averaged 13 points a game. She's already got 6 here for the Panthers. Zavala trying to get into the action. That 3 rims off.
I think Zavala's been nice on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, she's a really good two-way player for Chelsea Banbury.
And into Natalie Fox, the true freshman, turns around, and first field goal for the Tribe.
Well, it's 6'4". She's got the height advantage over everybody for High Point. They need to look inside too, but wow, how good has Collins been? Downhill drives.
She's got all 8 of High Point's points, and she is cooking in the early going here for the Panthers.
She's on high heat right now, Tiff. High heat.
Cemento picks up her dribble, looking for a place to go. Geddes sizing up the defense, and just solid defense there from the Panthers. Lawrence taking her time. And Collins challenging again, this time Fox saying no ma'am. Colley kind of stuck there.
Good defense, though, by Lawrence. Just hands high, moves her feet. I mean, that's the kind of discipline, Tiffany, we're talking about when it comes to High Point. Top 50 in the country in scoring defense.
It rims off from 3 from Lawrence. Well, Nascimento, who leads the team for the Tribe in scoring with better than 16 a game. All-CAA second team and right on cue. She likes that mid-range.
Yeah, I mean, she really likes getting to that left elbow, right elbow. It's pretty much split, left or right, which way she likes to go. So I know that's a point of emphasis for High Point. It's just not letting her get to her spots, because when she does, she's really effective.
Zavala over to Collins, setting the screen. Good look on for Collins. 8-5 ball game in favor of High Point. About 5 minutes in to this one. The winner will advance to face Texas, #1 seed in this Birmingham 3 regional bracket. And a scrum on the floor, and right now, High Point is just coming out with a different type of energy, and we saw that carry over from their shoot-around earlier today.
Yeah, a lot of talking, a lot of communicating, high energy. That's not to say the Tribe didn't have it, but maybe a little bit of some nerves here as Coach E calls the timeout.
Well, Shauna Pashish helping extend the lead out, a 10-5 advantage for the Panthers. After the championship game, they stay in DC, they watch the selection show, they go back to Williamsburg for just a day, and then make their way here to Austin, Texas, winning as a 9 seed, and it was such a pivotal point in the season, losing 7 of their last 8 games. So they were limping into that tournament. Bella Nascimento in that stretch stood up on the bus after that game against North Carolina A&T, and she said, hey, look, are we gonna quit? Are we gonna fold? Or are we gonna compete this season?
And I think if you're looking at the roster, big shot by Cassidy Geddes. Some of those underclassmen, Monet Dance, Cassidy Geddes, Natalie Fox, they listen to the senior and they go, no, I don't want to quit. I don't want to let you down. You know, everybody collectively rose to the occasion. That was the turning point in the season. Why, you know, Coach E heading into the conference tournament's like, how many outfits you guys want me to pack? I mean, that is trusting in your team. And they said 4, and she packed 4, and they're here. For a pivotal moment with Bella really challenging, getting up on the bus, and stepping outside of herself to challenge the team.
How strong was her voice? Because obviously she gives that example on the court, as we talked about, leading the team and scoring, but a big growth moment for this group.
Yeah, I asked Bella, I said, you know, is that like you to do that? She's like, no, I hate confrontation. So it's the opposite, but in that was growth not only for her, but the team. And then putting together a couple stops and scores here and see what they can do.
Pushed up by Zavala, tough shot as that was contested. And William and Mary with an opportunity to tie here, and just rims off on that take from Geddes.
We got to talk about their championship game. It started 14-0, they were down. So, I mean, this team fights. So High Point has to stay disciplined on both ends.
That hot shooting over the Camels for William and Mary really helped them. Meanwhile, High Point comes in on a 9-game winning streak. I mean, this is a team that is clicking. You always hear coaches talking about wanting to play their best basketball at the right time, and High Point has shown that. Nascimento working and draws the foul. Well, this is the highlight of Bella's career, making it to her first ever NCAA tournament. Started her career with Manhattan. Actually was a part of the volleyball team for the Jaspers at one time. Yeah. And third in the CAA this season in scoring, and had a fantastic conference tournament. MVP honors. In fact, she had a career high 33 points in that championship game over Campbell.
Slid more into a primary scoring role this year for this team, and when we talked to her, it was so funny because she was like, well, I came here to score, so it wasn't a huge adjustment. I think it was more so fine-tuning your shot selection. Collins shot out of the cannon in this game.
Absolutely. I mean, she scored, what, the first 8 points of this game. She's got 10 total now. And Coach Banbury knows that that is in Aaliyah Collins. Meanwhile, Bella Nascimento back the other way with a 3-ball. And it's a tie ball game. High point shooting.
There's some of that zone that I'm talking about. So they're switching it up, trying to protect the paint a little bit better as Lawrence goes down, trying to get that rebound.
The high point shooting the ball well to start this game. But Collins, like you said, just a rocket.
Yeah, I mean, cannot be stopped. Just a straight downhill drive. Really good move for her. And then Bella Nascimento, you know, if you're not going to let me get to my elbow, to my sweet spot, I'm going to knock it down from 3. She did lead this CAA in scoring during conference play, almost 18 a game, so she can score it anywhere. And she came here to score. Let them know.
Meanwhile, the top scorer on the floor was Aaliyah Collins. She takes a breather. William & Mary started slow, but since has picked up. High point has been the inverse. As Lawrence getting inside and points in the paint. That is where the Panthers have scored thus far tonight.
Well, they really spread you out offensively and put your defense in a bind to make decisions. Lawrence can take it either from the three-point line or she can go back to the basket, just showcasing that versatility. I think they needed that bucket.
Completing the three-point play, it's now 15-12. High point. 12 of those points for the Panthers in the paint. Meanwhile, Monet Davis, who was one of the superstars who had her shining moment in the CAA tournament, has yet to get on the board. She's been held quiet thus far. And nice work inside for Natalie Fox.
Fox has got demanded, and she can always kick it out to a shooter. But good things have happened when you get it into your 6'4" or 6'4" freshman. She's got the height advantage.
Lawrence Scott over to Hager. And got to get moving. 4 left on the shot clock. Lawrence Scott pops. And too strong.
You see how that zone completely stalled High Point's offense. No good looks.
Monet Davis. We talked about the master class that she had last week. She only had 4 threes heading into that CAA tournament, or rather 18 threes, right? She was 13 of 16 from beyond the arc in the conference championship.
Monet was money.
Yeah. And great defense once again to close out the quarter, and just like that, that big 3 from Monet Davis gives William & Mary the lead after 1. It's 17-15 here in this first 4 game. Selection Sunday was a big deal for High Point. Second time in 5 years they won the Big South Conference Championship, the celebration inside. And how about both the men's and women's team advancing to the tournament? And Chelsea Banbury, I mean, when you look at what they were able to do this season, they picked up a huge non-conference win over UCF. That was a big deal. But also in that championship run that they had, Nakaya Terrell goes down, one of the key pieces. She broke her leg, and it was a very emotional tournament for them. She said, our team kept the fight. They were hungry. and they wanted to do something special, and they did.
Yeah, I mean, she's been working for the last, going into her 6th season, setting the expectation of what this program should be. We don't want to just win her, you know, have a winning season. We want to get consistently to the NCAA tournament, and she has proven to be able to do that. And she's an FGCU disciple. I say that because we were teammates back in 2007. I'm dating myself, but she was the senior point guard. I was a little low freshman, and she took me under her wing, and it's great to see her succeed because she's always been a winner everywhere she's gone.
I love that little known fact as Nascimento is fouled on her shot. Okay, so let's go with the throwback here. This is from the
This is a blast from the past.
season. Yeah, you're number 10, okay, standing up in the back, and Chelsea Banbury up front. Okay. And so I'm curious to know lessons learned and like how it's translated over to her as a head coach from player to coach.
Well, I got to campus 17, just turned 18 years old, and her and one other senior were on campus. And I thought I worked hard before that. And then I got there and they said, okay, we're gonna teach you the ropes. When I tell you guys, she ran 3 miles on the treadmill in 20 minutes. Woo. And I almost cried when I tried to do it because I couldn't. It's like running at 10 miles an hour for 20 minutes. Just the work ethic and the discipline day in, day out. That's what I learned from Chelsea Banbury, and that's why I'm not surprised seeing them here.
Zavala with the make it her homecoming back to the Lone Star State out of Plano, Texas. And I remember Banbury said coming into today, like, hey, look, you can't have a bad day in March as Nascimento with the make, because obviously you've got to have that discipline, and it really carries over when you watch her team and the body of work throughout this season.
They've got to find ways to get through this zone, either getting it a little bit inside. Turnover there as William and Mary hit 3 threes in that first quarter, really sparked them on both ends of the floor, but switching their defenses, stalled High Point. Remember, they were getting all those easy straight line drives. They're gonna have to work their zone offense a little bit more. Looking a little flat right now.
Nascimento again looking to continue to score. And a second chance opportunity for the Tribe. Monet Dance swings it over. And Fox, once again, she just has good footwork. And you just see the skill from the young freshman.
Really just taking it at Zavala. He's only 6 feet. And so clearly a height advantage, but I love that the Tribe is throwing her the ball, letting her go to work.
We're still taking a breather is Aaliyah Collins, who had 10 points in that first quarter for the Panthers, and then they turn it over there on the errant pass.
Natalie Fox, 6'4", the freshman, big body, good wingspan, calls for it early, does her work. And I love the balance of the 3-point shot working right now, but also they're starting to get some points in the paint and establish their big inside.
And there's Collins, who checks back in. When you think about some of the things that Coach E wanted to add to this team, 10 newcomers in total for the Tribe. Natalie Fox among those freshmen coming in, and she wanted to add some size, and there she's battling inside, asking for it. Good denial by Zavala. Launched up by Nascimento, off the mark. Sheesh. Lawrence has it. Sizing up. Collins inside to Zavala. Couple of turnarounds, hangs it short.
Zavala's just kind of settled down just a little bit, pressing. But much better movement on that possession for High Point offensively, more screens instead of just kind of standing around. But yeah, I'd say give it to Collins, let her go.
Nice takeaway for the Panthers on defense. And that's where they've hung their hat, especially with a player like Jaleesa Lawrence, who kind of anchors it for High Point. Collins trying to sliver through, hangs on to it. And Lawrence against two defenders, rims off, but pops right back into the hands.
Good pass.
The Panthers, nice dish from Collins over to Lawrence. It's a play from the two seniors. Tough shot for Dance. And Collins comes up with it, out and running. Dance looking over to the bench, slowing things down. The sophomore out of the Atlanta area. We mentioned had a breakout conference performance. Developing leader is what Coach E said. But how about Lawrence Scott poking it away? Pashish underneath the basket, wide open.
Got to go straight up. Oh, there's some wasted possessions for High Point. See if Monet Dance can get something going and convert off those miscues.
And so far, Steffi, no threes, or rather 3 of 5 from beyond the arc for William and Mary. They had an explosion during the conference tournament where they had success and helped propel them. Lawrence off the rebound. Nice double clutching in.
I like the pace when High Point starts to just attack off a make or a miss and really challenge the transition defense of the Tribe. They did struggle with that at times during their CAA tournament.
Dance with an open look, plenty of time, and drills it. That's her second triple of the game. Tough for Zavala. A double foul for Zavala and Fox. So 26-21, the advantage to William and Mary. Well, thanks so much. Welcome back into Austin.
Yeah, Tiff, I enjoyed their conversation as William Mary knocks down another three-pointer. Muffet McGraw talking to Vic Schaefer about being in a bubble, and he's talking about ordering multiple pizzas. And I'm wondering, like, did he get the pizzas?
He got them.
He got them. He did get them.
At the same time, or right? One wouldn't come, and then the other one made it there, and then the other one showed up, and Vic Schaefer is looking on, the #1 seed in Regional 3 for Birmingham is Texas. They're in the stands. Vic Schaefer's trying to figure out if they're going to face William and Mary or High Point. And after Leah Collins and the Panthers got off to a fast start, William and Mary took the lead at the end of the first quarter. They have not relinquished it since, as Monet Dance, who's perfect from beyond the arc and remains that way.
Well, she is loving this moment, and a little bit of chirp, too, to the High Point bench. No fear from the sophomore.
And Dance getting the rebound and leading the break back the other way. And Collins, the speedy Collins, pokes it from behind, gets the steal. That's the 6th steal of the night for the Panthers. Pashish in the corner, left alone, no. Frisbee Smith too strong. That's all right because Kayla Rolfe is there. Reset here. And the turnover from Dance. Lawrence Scott for 3. And you saw that. That's the first 3 made of the night for High Point.
It's the adrenaline shot that they needed. And again, it was with that tempo, with that pace.
the screen. Geddes trying it again. Inside, Jaleesa Lawrence, good find from Scott. And Lawrence with the bucket. Jaleesa Lawrence now with 9 points for High Point. Efficient from the floor, also going to work with 4 rebounds. Right now you're seeing High Point again come out with a good energy. Shakira Baskerville, who checks into the ball game on the take. And there he is.
Whistle, check. Glasses, check. Big notepad, check. He's taking notes. Excited to see the #1 team. Texas, number 1 seed, Texas. Saw them up close and personal at the SEC tournament. What is Madison Booker gonna do here in this NCAA tournament? Like, how about your first 2 years? Big 12 player of the year.
Right.
New conference, then SEC player of the year.
Just checking off boxes, All-American in the process, and one of the stars of this tournament. Well, look, and she's going to go down probably as one of the greatest players in Texas history if she keeps on this trajectory. I mean, just the way that she has lifted this group. Meanwhile, Chelsea Banbury having to deal with Aaliyah Collins now on the bench again. She's got 3 personal fouls in this first half. So after her hot scoring, she's got to take a seat because of those fouls. And the make from William and Mary, the jumper good by Cassidy Geddes.
It's frustrating too because Collins, if she hasn't been hitting shots, she's been setting up her teammates. So who's gonna run this team from the point guard position?
Well, that's a great question because Dom Neslin is questionable. She had a stomach bug that was moving through the team. Coach had it, or the kids had it in the process, so Dom Neslin would fill that void. And you also think that Nakaya Terrell,
yeah, the senior,
who is out with an injury after going down in that semifinal win over Drexel. Correction, over Winthrop. Another chance. Final shot of the half for William and Mary. If they can get what they like, Geddes sizing up. Tough shot, rolls out. And that takes us to the close of the first 2 quarters here in this first 4 game between William and Mary and High Point. It's the Tribe being led by Bella Nascimento. She's got 11 points. And on the other side of the break, it's going to be the Degree in the Studio halftime report with Kelsey, Muffet, and Megan.
And most of William and Mary points are from the 3-point line. So we'll see which happens now after the break.
As we check out tonight's game track brought to you by Invesco QQQ. And you talked about just the different styles of scoring, about 47% for High Point in terms of the way they've been able to score. But right there, a 3-point bucket made coming out to start the first, or rather second half. And so High Point now with 2 threes in this ball game. Collins, who has just been red hot. I mean, just laser sharp from the floor. The only thing hampering her, those 3 personal fouls.
And she's been smiling the whole game. Like, she's out there having a great time.
And they're gonna say it's William and Mary basketball. 8th meeting overall between these two. High Point has had the advantage in the series, and there you see Collins touching the line as she was over the ball.
Not a lot of whistles in that first half.
No.
Very speedy first half. It's luxury of quarters.
that one rolls around and in for Nascimento. 13 points for Bella, the senior out of Grafton, Massachusetts. It was Lawrence and Collins in that first half. They combined for 19 points. The rest of the team just 9, and a traveling violation on the Panthers.
You know who's got to get going, to Navala?
Yeah.
You heard the studio crew talking about how quiet she's been, just 1 for 6. Remember, this is somebody first team all-conference, capable of scoring 30-plus points, leads the team in 5 different statistical categories. She does a lot of things, but they need her offense too.
Bella Buckets continuing to roll.
I like that. You just come up with that right now?
I did.
Man, you're good. Bella Buckets.
I'm just trying to match your energy always, Steffi. Nice move inside the runner from Lawrence Scott. Tribe continuing to rely on Bella, and that is a foul against Pashish. For the 5th straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Obviously, first and second rounds. Kickoff starting tomorrow. And then all roads leading to Tampa Bay for the Final Four.
We've seen some craziness today from on the men's side. McNeese State, obviously a big upset. I think Missouri's on the ropes right now to Drake. I'm ready for tomorrow for the women's. Is there going to be some craziness? We got some great matchups coming your way.
Well, you've got the #1 overall seed as Nascimento with the finish at the rim. UCLA, for the first time ever, they will be in action tomorrow against Southern, who captured their first ever tournament win last night over UC San Diego. How about South Carolina trying to make their run? Can they win back-to-back national championships? Right now, it's a wide open field. Who knows?
Well, there's going to be some history here tonight. How about Bella Buckets to the basket? She's starting to find that sweet spot, setting up her teammates, delivering some baskets when her team needs them.
Well, she led the CAA in scoring during conference play with better than 17 a game. Dan's trying to fight for that rebound. They're going to say it's last touched by the sophomore. Second overall appearance for this High Point team. Made it back in 2021. Coach Banbury has led the charge both times. This group coming in winners of their last 9. Swings it over in the corner pocket. The 3 drained from Lawrence Scott.
As William and Mary has adjusted that defense to going more of a man, or excuse me, a zone. High Point's got to hit some 3-pointers. Great cut.
Great find there as Cauley points out Nascimento. Thanks her for the assist. To your point, Steffi, couple of 3s hit by High Point in this 3rd quarter. We only saw 1 through the first 2. Ashish with a tough shot. Well, she is just an energy bug on the team, and that's what Coach Banbury loves about her.
Calls her a culture kid.
Nascimento again with another find, but Pashish is right there and heads up play from the JUCO transfer. Big bucket there from Lawrence Scott. Came over from Claflin University. Spent 3 years at a Division II program and has been a great lift for this High Point program. Rolfe comes up with it. Lawrence thought about it. And the foul on the drive.
Just terrific offense by William and Mary. Just cut, pass, moving without the basketball. And I think Scott's just given High Point some life. Outside of Collins, we mentioned Zavala's been quiet. Some much-needed offenses. She's gotten into double figures now.
Another player in double figures is Collins. Back to Scott. Scott, tough shot there. And was it tipped and deflected by a Tribe player? They say yes. So 14 seconds remaining on the shot clock for High Point. Tough angle there for Scott. Monet Dance over to Rolfe. Too strong. Timeout taken on the floor. We're gonna step aside here as well. 4-point ball game from Austin.
Does that. Now she's in her natural position, and now there's just been a ton of expectations. Everybody's putting their best. She's seeing double teams. So she's definitely going to be tested this tournament. I'm excited to see what she's made of.
Absolutely, the mid-range maven, I like to call her, just because about 41% of her shots go down from the mid-range. She is masterful in that part of the court, and as Texas has won 15 of their last 16, she's a big part of why they were co-champions in the SEC and a #1 seed here in Birmingham Regional 3. Lawrence over to Baskerville. Lawrence gets it back. A little hezzy. And too strong. Zavala with the offensive rebound. Now let's see if they can find a way to get to the ball. Instead, Baskerville launches the long three. And when you look at William and Mary and how they had success, especially in the tournament, as a nice find there by Dance. Deflected away. It's been a 1-2 punch throughout as Baskerville with the make. She's got 4 points.
Well, High Point's been able to get some stops and then scores, stops and then scores. That's how they've slowly chipped away at this lead. Now just a 2-point game.
Two-point ball game. Dance has it. And asking for it inside was Fox, but Geddes decides to take it all the way. And no whistle there. As we take a look at our bracket tips brought to you by Allstate. And the #1 seeds have won 11 of the last 12 titles, folks. So we'll
Take notes. Take notes.
Yeah, we'll chalk continue as brackets close Friday. So scan the QR code to fill out your women's tournament challenge bracket. Also #1 seeds. We talked about UCLA, South Carolina, Texas, and USC. As the superstar Juju Watkins.
A lot of star power in that region. Interestingly enough, it's the 2 seed, UConn, that's favored in this championship. So how will that fare?
The Huskies making 36 straight appearances. Obviously, Paige Beckers, Sarah Strong, AZ Fudd. And the top 4 seeds in that Spokane Regional 4 is UConn, Oklahoma. So out of the SEC along with Kentucky. How about Georgia Amore?
This is my star island. This is my star island.
That's what you call it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got Juju Watkins, she's a star. You got Paige Beckers, she's a star. Georgia Amore, she's a star. I think Oklahoma's got a few. I like Reagan Beers and Peyton Verhulst. I think the nation's going to see Peyton Verhulst really show out. She was good at the SEC tournament.
So they're dripping with stars. So Star Island.
That's just those 4 teams.
Okay.
I can keep going, but we got a game right here. 2-point game. It's been Collins. Man, get to the free throw line.
Dance whistle for her first personal foul. That sends Collins to the line, where she had 10 points in that first quarter alone. And Leah Collins, second year with this High Point program. You see last season to this season, the uptick in scoring, averaging 10 a game. She's got 13 here tonight. The Aussie Frisbee Smith passes it into the hands of Jaleesa Lawrence. And one. Aaliyah Collins right now is on a mission. Laser focus is Collins.
And we're all tied up, Tiff.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it because, again, I go back to just what you said earlier in terms of the belief and how important it is for both these teams. High Point taking their first lead with that made field goal since the under 30-second mark in the first quarter. And Collins has been the catalyst all game long for the Panthers. Nascimento, the screen, and plenty of time to drill it from downtown.
This is a game of runs, and we saw High Point to start this game jump out to a nice lead. Started off really good, then William and Mary answered.
20 points now for Nascimento. Baskerville being hounded by a couple of Tribe defenders. Lawrence Scott, good look for 3. Answers right back. Scott with 13 points, and we only saw 1 3 go down in that first half for High Point, and in this third quarter alone, they've hit 3. Nascimento leaves it short. Collins taking time. Baskerville gave up the 3, went inside, and a charge called against Baskerville, the senior out of Clemens, North Carolina.
I think she should have taken the 3 to start. As we see Monet Dance just get right in position to take the charge. Back and forth we go, Tiff.
Well, who's going to get their first ever NCAA tournament win? Well, it's been a battle all throughout. As Geddes with the runner, and she's fouled on her way to the hoop. Those 3s back the other way, trading back and forth. Tribe says I can do it. Panthers saying, okay, no problem. We can answer that. As Cassidy Geddes at the free throw line. She had a huge quarterfinal, helped win over that upset over North Carolina A&T, tied her career high of 26 points, knocks down both free throws. And William and Mary grabs the lead right back. Collins, who's been terrific here tonight. Zavala for 3. And a 1-point ball game heading into the 4th quarter from this first 4 in Regional 3 Birmingham bracket. It's William and Mary with the lead. Well, these first 4 games already in the books. How about Audie Crooks and the job that she did with Iowa State down in Princeton as the Cyclones come back in that one. Southern with their first ever tournament win, and Columbia representing for the Ivy League.
Some first. Columbia, man, they were down in that game, fought all the way back. Shout out to the Ivy League getting 3 into this NCAA tournament. And you talked about Audie Crooks, but Addie Brown for Iowa State. She had 22, and she is such a good complementary piece to Crooks.
History
I mean, Crooks in March,
tonight.
you got to watch.
Oh, yeah, you did. You were waiting for that one, but history will be made tonight. Both teams in search of their first ever NCAA tournament win. First appearance for William and Mary on the men's or women's side. Second overall for High Point. Second chance opportunities for the Tribe. Good ball movement. Geddes with a good open look from 3 won't fall. But again, chasing down those boards. Again, you talked about just the defensive effort that we have seen from Chelsea Banbury's group. High Point, very strong defensively, one of the top 15 scoring defenses in the country, and they have remained disciplined. Talk about how they have created so many steals and forced turnovers in this one tonight.
Coach E for William and Mary, specifically in this 4th quarter, she's really been harping on her team about rebounding, scoring when they're tired, taking care of the basketball. Obviously, it's going to be a 1-possession game, the way that this thing has been playing out in its entirety.
And a foul there. That's going to go against Nascimento or Coach E. We just enjoyed talking to her and getting to know more about her team. She says this has just been a surreal moment. We talked about just how fast everything moved from the championship game to make it here to Austin for this first 4 game. Overwhelming in a bit, and we saw a little bit of the emotion and the nerves maybe get to William and Mary early on, but since then, they have gotten into a rhythm. And again, great defense once more.
The guards for William and Mary just missed. Natalie Fox ran the floor. I think everybody on the bench for the Tribe was screaming, but they missed her. But another ill-advised pass by High Point. A little bit sloppy to start this 4th quarter. Both teams got to tighten up.
Geddes looking. Nascimento, 3 straight 20-point games. That one rolls off the rim. This group winners of 13 of their last 14. Collins continues to dazzle here tonight. She has been spectacular. 18 points for the senior Aaliyah Collins. Nascimento saying, don't forget about your girl.
Yeah, it made Collins pay. Just closed out way too fast on her. And just classic Lou Byer. It's a good look for Lawrence. Just couldn't come up with it.
Hustling back. Nascimento. Good look there. And Rolfe working on the offensive boards once again. William and Mary, 2nd oldest institution in the U.S. Right behind Harvard. Some very distinguished alums. As Geddes is fouled, she'll go to the free throw line.
Collins for High Point has been the story of this game. They're not in it without her. She's got 18, and she's been terrific. And it's either been setting up her teammates or getting to the hole. And then Nascimento, a score, came to William and Mary to score points. She is doing that just now. 22 as the Tribe are at the free throw line. You mentioned the alums. I want to go through. How about Mike Tomlin?
Okay.
The Steelers.
Strong?
Jon Stewart.
That was the one that,
him.
yep,
Yeah.
same.
And then Bill Lawrence, who is the creator of the hit show Ted Lasso, as we know. Well, Jason Sudeikis, I mean, he loves women's basketball, and in season 4, he will be coaching a women's team. How about this?
How about that?
I got you today. I got you.
You did. You did. But wait a minute. I was waiting for the presidents.
Oh, well, I got to look at my notes harder than
Thomas Jefferson and James Monroe, Tyler. I'm missing George Washington.
George Washington.
Yeah, for the first, 10 presidents? Quite impressive. On the tank, the flex. Jaleesa Lawrence. You see the bench for the Panthers getting into it as well. That was a strong move from Lawrence.
She's starting to come alive here in this fourth quarter. She knows what's at stake, and she's capable. That's a 1,000-point score. It's a senior. She understands the moment is hers. She's got to take over.
And it ties up the ball game. We talked about Lawrence, the senior out of Cleveland, Ohio, comes into High Point with NCAA appearance before their former program, Eastern Washington. But just her impact on both ends of the floor. Again, just getting in the way of Nascimento as the Tribe turn it over. 51 all. And the patience on offense here, as High Point now has the moves, shot clock in single digits. And that basket's not going to be good, but let's go back to the other end.
Yeah, how about 15 steals now for High Point? And they're just active help side. Again, they were communicating, talking through their shoot-arounds, how they had to be really tight in the half court against William and Mary. And 15 steals is impressive. I mean, wow.
Collins, who's got 4 of them in the process of that. She leads the team in that category. Scott was looking for someone. Oh, the bank! The bank 3 from Lawrence Scott. High Point grabbing the lead right back. Davis with the runner in, it drops. And Dance, I keep saying Monet Davis, think about the other great player, Monet Dance, my apologies.
It's okay. Well, when it's going your way, it's going your way, and Scott has been huge for High Point today. I don't know if she called it, but everybody on the bench did.
Right. 4 threes tonight for Lawrence Scott. Nascimento. No. Fox on the rebound. And a 1-point ball game, folks. This is going to come down to the wire. We feel it. We feel it. Let's look at the Birmingham Regional 3 bracket. What's on the line? A meeting with #1 Texas Saturday on ESPN2. Right before that, Illinois and Creighton will be in action. Kendall Bostic and the Fighting Illini coming in to take on a Blue Jays team currently ranked in the top 25. Jim Flannery and his crew always present a tough challenge for any team. Taking a look at the game summary, Bella Nascimento, who has paced the way with 22 points for the Tribe. Aaliyah Collins has been the big story on the offensive end for High Point. We're ties, 8 lead changes, now make it 9 with that make from Natalie Fox, who knocks down both free throws.
If I had an unsung hero award, it would go to Natalie Fox. You know, it's getting big rebounds, defensive rebounds, blocking shots, knocking down free throws, timely buckets when they needed them.
And that one taken away by the Tribe. And they dance with 11. She's one of 3 William and Mary players in double figures. Gates launching, no. Lauren Scott. And the Panthers back the other way. We're going right at Fox. Maybe not the best idea with the size advantage, but Panthers hold on to it and try to get some points out of this possession. William and Mary comes up with it. Slowing things down and taking their time. Holding tight to this 1-point lead, just over 3 minutes to go. Nascimento, yes.
Middle of the floor, going left or right is pivotal to her game. And they let her get to her spot. She made them pay. There's Lawrence.
Can she make them pay from beyond the arc? Yes. Jaleesa Lawrence, first 3 of the ball game. Ties it up at 57 all. Lawrence with 15 points tonight. She was the Big South Tournament MVP and coming in with another solid game here tonight. Sophomore to sophomore. Dance puts it up. Fox is there. No, gets her own rebound again. Yes! Natalie Fox, the freshman, stepping up on this big stage. First ever NCAA tournament appearance for her and the Tribe. And they lead by 2. You just think about Fox and what she's done on the boards, double-double. She's just been critical. Yeah,
I mean, she's gotten her hands on deflections, tips, and then she's just been a beast inside. There has not been an answer to match her size at 6'4". Not playing like a freshman right now. Not frustrating to Zavala a little bit as she's at the free throw line. She tried to get the ball back to have an answer.
Well, she's pretty much been a non-factor here tonight, as we featured her in the Open, an all-conference performer, first team. She was excellent in that championship game in the Big South against Longwood, but here tonight, just 3 points for the Plano, Texas native. 30-second timeout taken on the court. 59-58. It's been a tight ball game all the way throughout. Good time to tell you that the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship first round continues tomorrow on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For more information on tournament game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. All right, under 2 minutes here, Steffi, and it's been a battle back and forth, kind of like a tug of war. What's critical and important for each side?
Well, I think for William and Mary, it's got to be taking care of the basketball. Right now, 16 turnovers, but making sure every pass is crisp, making sure you're communicating on defense. Just try to execute. I liked that they kind of slowed it down a little bit, get the ball into the hands of Bella Buckets, let her go to work.
Bella 9 of 19 from the floor. Collins whistled for the personal foul. That's her 4th.
Yeah, I don't mind that they're giving some fouls, because if this thing gets, comes closer, they're going to need to, they want to be in the bonus to extend the game, but that's her 4th foul, so she's got to be really mindful of that, especially if she's guarding Nascimento.
High Point with 3 team fouls, none for William and Mary. And if you're Coach Banbury, you've got to make sure that Collins remains on the floor. She's been your offensive leader here tonight. Tough shot for Nascimento. Offensive rebound and put back for Rolfe. 14 offensive boards for the Tribe tonight. Zavala with position inside, but Rolfe and Fox made that shot difficult.
Chelsea Banbury looking to her team right now, clapping, let's get a stop, let's get a stop. Minute left, down by 3.
We see the second chance points that have come from those offensive rebounds here tonight. And another one right there, touched in by Natalie Fox. You called it, Fox, kind of the unsung hero for the Tribe. Open look for Pashish in the corner, no. And right now, if you're High Point, do you look to foul?
Yeah, you got to foul if you want to extend this game. Remember, they had some fouls to give. You just want to make sure it's not Collins. And so if you're William and Mary, you want to give the ball to whoever she's guarding to try to get her out of this game.
And 29.7 seconds remaining, so they've got to probably foul quickly here again. And try to send William and Mary to the free throw line, or look to get a steal as they've done so well tonight. And there's Pashish, that quick foul. So Dance will go to the free throw line and shoot a couple. Well, William and Mary comes into this tournament 15-18. Loses 7 of their last 8. Goes on to win 4 games and 4 days in the CAA tournament. Conference champs for the first time, and right now they're 27.9 seconds away from potentially their first ever NCAA tournament win, as it has just been a magical run thus far for the Tribe.
Those 4 opponents that they beat in their conference tournament, they were 0-6 against. And it goes back to the moment before the tournament. The senior, Bella Nascimento, stands up on the team bus and calls out to her team, are we gonna quit? Are we just gonna give up? Challenges everybody to their face. And they have, message has been received. They are 27 seconds away from winning their first NCAA game.
Coach Erin Dickerson-Davis has the support of the Tribe behind her, including Dr. Catherine Rowe, the president, who's been full-on supporting. Meanwhile, if you're High Point, down by 7, got to look to score quickly here. Lauren Scott launches that 3 push, but they foul her. So she's got 3 shots coming up. And that was an ill-advised foul there from the Tribe. Cauley whistled for the personal. So this stops the clock. So Cauley tried to get to her in time. And it looked like Scott may have collided there with her teammate.
Yeah,
see if
like
the Panthers
fouled the screener.
Scott, an 88% free throw shooter. It's the first. One more upcoming, and it can be a 2-possession ball game, or it is a 2-possession ball game. And now the Panthers down by 4, and the Tribe are going to spend a timeout. And what do we say? Hey, well, what's your mentality when you step on the court, when you center yourself? She says, I'm looking to score a bucket every time I step on the court. They get it in to Nascimento over to Carly, and Carly is fouled by Scott. So she'll take a trip to the charity stripe. One timeout remaining for William and Mary. High Point has 2. So likely if Carly's able to knock down these free throws, Banbury will look to call a timeout. 68% free throw shooter. She hits the first. And High Point spins another timeout. They've got 1 remaining. So down by 6. You've shot the three-point ball better in this second half.
Yep.
Do you look to launch a 3 quickly or get a quick score?
Knowing Chelsea Banbury, I think she's going to look for a quick hitter, and it's either going to be for a 3. We just saw Scott gets fouled. That was a quick 3. So that's something I think that's in the arsenal for of play calling for her, or something that's a quick 2, and to try and lengthen and extend this game. I do like the quick 3 option. I know some coaches like to get this quick 2, but right now you're down by 6 and only 22 seconds left, and your timeouts are starting to dwindle. So quick hitter, and you go to your hot hand. It could be Collins for a quick 2, or Scott. You know, she's been deadly from the three-point line, 4 of 8 from the three-point line today.
Collins has knocked one.
And everybody crash and immediately foul.
Okay. And remember, the winner of this one goes on to face Texas Saturday. The inbound, Scott gets it. Quickly goes to the basket, too strong. Pashish with the rebound, puts it back up. And Cauley fouls Pashish with 15.2 remaining on the clock. Cauley, you can see the disappointment and frustration right there after being whistled for that foul. And the junior, Pashish, at the line. 68% free throw shooter, hits the first. Four-point ball game, and William and Mary spins their final timeout. And so here, is it a matter of, obviously, you know, High Point is going to look to foul to extend this game as much as possible. And that's what Coach Banbury is likely saying to her team. But what's Coach E reminding her group of?
Just get it in and make sure you can get a clean inbounds. You know, that's the toughest part. And they got a sideline out of bounds play here. And I think, you know, we have to credit the Tribe today. 14 of 16 from the free throw line. I mean, they've been able to, you know, lengthen the game, but also kind of keep High Point at bay because they've knocked down their free throws. And pretty much everyone on the floor right now is a 70% free throw shooter or better. So if you're High Point, you're hoping they miss one. You've got one timeout left. Go for a 3. Just try to keep lengthening the game, extending the game. And if you're William and Mary, get the ball in, wait for the foul, knock down your free throws. You can win this thing.
Well, this group out of Williamsburg, Virginia, among that list of first-time appearances in the NCAA tournament, Arkansas State, FDU, George Mason among that group. Now here on the inbound, Cauley set to inbound, it gets it in to Dance. Quickly try to take it away and then foul Dance. Dance, who has been great. Meanwhile, Lauren Scott goes to the bench with her 5th personal foul. So you take the best three-point shooter tonight off the floor for the Panthers.
Yeah, Lauren Scott had herself a day today, and I just want to shout out her and the performance that she had. She was clutch for them the entire game.
Well, Lawrence, one of the 5 seniors for High Point, potentially playing in their last game. So Lawrence was among that number. Collins, Scott, Terrell, and Baskerville, the 5 seniors for this crew, and Collins loses the handle over to Lawrence. And time winding down, and the glass slipper still fits for William and Mary. Their magical run to the NCAA tournament continues. Their first ever NCAA tournament win. Congratulations to the Tribe with a 69-63 victory over High Point. Nascimento's 24 points allows the Tribe to keep on dancing. And congratulations to High Point on a fantastic season as it comes to a close here. The Panthers came out hot, this group out of the Big South. Couldn't finish off William and Mary as the Tribe have the magic. They've got the juice.
They got the juice, and we wondered coming into this tournament, they won 4 games, 4 days. Do they still have it? And they did to close this thing out.